Worlds Collide, a joint show with WWE and AAA. It took place today in Inglewood, California, Los Angeles, at the Kia Forum, a legendary arena. And this was the first of two shows by WWE on June 7th of 2025. Money in the Bank is up next. But first, for Worlds Collide, I have to say, one thing people have been upset with WWE about is that they haven't had any new modern stages besides WrestleMania. It's always the same generic stage. That was different today. They had a special stage set up. It looks like a pyramid. It was very similar to the WrestleMania 26 stage, just on a smaller scale. That was in a stadium. This is an arena. But it looked really good. And we also got red, white, and green ropes. That's the flag of Mexico, the country in which AAA is based in. And we had the AAA and WWE logos in the middle of the ring. We had Rey Mysterio Jr. narrating the opening, and that wasn't the only time we'd hear from him tonight. We also, when the show started, we saw some of the sights of Los Angeles. Then we see several wrestlers arriving to the arena. Rey Mysterio, Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice walking together, both of them looking stunning, I have to say. And you also saw Chad Gable and Vikingo in the main event arriving at the Forum as well. We had Corey Graves and Conan on commentary, and when we opened, there's a whole bunch of people in the ring, including a AAA president who's a woman, and also Shawn Michaels and Triple H, both of whom are there because the main roster, Triple H and NXT Shawn Michaels, are being featured on the show. And to start off, we have the national anthem of Mexico, and then we get the American national anthem performed by the one and only Lillian Garcia. Nice to see her back, and she did the announcing tonight, both in Spanish and in English. She was great. I love Lillian. We had Rey Mysterio Jr. making his entrance. He gets a big pop. Talked mostly in Spanish, just talking about his career and how much it means to him that AAA and WWE are working together. And it was a good, nice opening segment to start the show. Everyone loves Rey Mysterio. He's super over, of course he is. It's Rey. And then the first match was a 6-man tag. You had Octagón Jr., who was... This won't be the first time we see him tonight. He'll be wrestling later tonight as well. Aero Star and Mr. Iguana against the Latino World Order, Dragon Lee, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde. So we had Liv Morgan and Dirty Dom sitting at ringside. They showed them right before this match for a reason. And this was a very fun opening 6-man tag. I thought this would be later in the show. I thought the other one would open up, but they went with this, and this was a good match. We saw a lot of action. I can't recall everything because there were so many different dives and flips on the show, but it was a good 6-man. The crowd was into it. I thought it was a little bit slower than the second one that happened later, but it was a good match. And then you had AAA guys go over. After the match, Dominic Mysterio cuts a promo, and he's sitting in the crowd with a mic on his father's telling him a deadbeat. And then Octagón Jr., who of course looks up to Rey Mysterio, could not take it anymore. He confronted Dom. He fought him, and they brawled. And it sets up a match later in Money in the Bank because Dom started challenging him. And unusual for a heel, but he says, I'll fight you at Money in the Bank, and it'll be for the Intercontinental title. So we finally got our 5th match for Money in the Bank. I really believed that we weren't just going to get 4 matches. There's going to be one more match on the show, and we got it. So Dominic Mysterio defends his Intercontinental Championship against Octagón Jr. later tonight at Money in the Bank. So after that, we got a video package on Antonio Pena, founder of AAA. We got a Legado del Fantasma interview with some guy. I'm not sure who he was. Some heavily obese guy. I don't know why they couldn't just have one of the females do the interviews. But we go to the match. I was probably one of the matches I was looking forward to the most because I was really looking forward to seeing both these two women team up. We had a tag team match. We had Chik Tormenta and Dalys against the Dream Team, the super female Latina team. Two of the best looking women in the world, Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice, teaming up. So they showed some women in the crowd first. You had Io Sky and Stephanie Stratton, both of the women's champions in the crowd. Both got decent ovations. I'm sure we'll see them both later tonight as well at Money in the Bank. But you had Lola come out first, wearing Cuban attire, which I have to say was just, she is a sexy woman. I just have to say that. She looked incredible with her attire, and this was a big match for her. You can tell she was taking this very seriously, and I liked her tonight. And then one of the biggest superstars in all of professional wrestling, one of the most popular female stars in the WWE was out next. Stephanie Vaquer gets a big pop. Everyone loves the Dark Angel, La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer, former NXT Women's Champion, could be Miss Money in the Bank tonight. I'm sure most of the LA crowd, a lot of them would like to see it. We could see her, but she will be in Money in the Bank, and I felt like, Lola did a lot more in the match. It seemed like she was more, and I thought they were doing that to protect Stephanie because she's probably going to have a big role in the match tonight, and she's going to be super over. I'm looking forward to that. I hear the Women's Money in the Bank's the opener, but for this match, it was good. The other two women, I have to say, it seemed much larger and bigger than Lola and Stephanie, but they beat up Lola for a while so they can get Stephanie at the hot tag. Eventually, Stephanie got the hot tag. Fans went crazy. They love Stephanie. And the best spot of the entire night, and that includes that classic main event, and I think this will be better than anything on Money in the Bank because nothing's going to be hotter than this. We got to see Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice do a doubles devil's kiss together. That was really cool. They did the move together. Everyone loves it. Corey Graves is talking about how lucky he is. I think Booker T would have had a heart attack for real if he had to call that. I don't think I could handle that either. That was just awesome. Eventually, Lola and one of the other girls in the ring, Stephanie hits the SVB, gets the win. And then they're interviewed together after they celebrate their win by this very attractive woman named Vera Rodriguez, who I found out is the wife of the one and only Finn Balor. A lucky bastard. But she's actually married to Finn, and she should just be an announcer because she is beautiful. Wow, I know she's a model too, but interviews both Lola and Stephanie, and Lola really put over Stephanie. You can tell this means a lot to her, and Stephanie talks about the match and says she will win Money in the Bank later tonight. She's going to have a lot of support. And I like this. It was a good feature. I like this for both Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice. I think this will give her some momentum. Hopefully she gets on the main roster. And Stephanie, as I said, just super over. She's one of the biggest stars in women's wrestling right now. Everyone loves her. They had an interview with Chad Gable. And to promote the main event later tonight, they showed Chavo Guerrero in the crowd. And then we see a guy wearing a Jason mask. I kid you not. It's a Jason Voorhees mask with a clown nose. And I'm thinking, it says Street Profits. I'm thinking, is that Angelo Dawkins wearing a Jason mask? What the fuck? No, it's some other guy. Then they go to Dawkins and Montez Ford in the crowd. So we do see the Street Profits. That was just weird, but that was a funny spot. We go to a six-man tag, the second of two. We have Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar, Angel, and Berto against El Hijo del Wagner Jr., Pagano, and the star of this match everyone was looking forward to was Psycho Clown. And it was good. It was much longer than the first match. It was a good match. You saw a lot of dives. You had a really nasty missed dive. I think it was almost like a senton to the outside, and the guy just landed right on the mats near the stage. And it looked nasty. That looked like a bad bump. It looked like it hurt. You had a very good match, as I said. Psycho Clown's a star here. Everyone loves him. You can tell this guy is something else. He's a bigger star than everyone in that match, including the Escobar, Berto guys, all the guys from WTV. Psycho Clown's a bigger star than all of them. And he has something else. He has a unique look. It looks scary. Psycho Clown is something here. And I thought for sure Fantasma, Legado del Fantasma would lose because they're teasing tension on SmackDown every week between Santos and Berto. And I'm thinking, all right, this makes perfect sense for them to lose. They have to lose this match in order to build up the breakup. Eventually, maybe Berto gets a push again like he did a few years ago when they had him feud with Andrade for all those months. But I'm thinking, all right, this is going to be the split. No, Santos is in the ring, and he actually gets the pin. I was not expecting that. I thought this was a lock that they would lose. I actually had the LWO winning, and it had Legado losing this match, but I went the opposite way, I guess. I got the other 3 matches right, but I got both 6-man tags wrong. This is still a very good match. It was much longer. It was entertaining. Crowd was into it. Good spots, but I was just not expecting the winner here. And Legado gets the win. Santos gets the win for his team. We got a highlight video of the first When Worlds Collide pay-per-view produced by AAA in 1994. I think it featured New Japan and WCW. We had Vera Rodriguez, as I mentioned, wife of Finn Balor, interviewing Vikingo before his championship match. Then we had Damian Priest and Savio Vega, both in the house tonight, both Puerto Ricans. And then we have the NXT North American Championship Fatal 4-Way match. We had Ethan Page against Javon Evans against Laredo Kid against Rey Fénix. Wow. Oh, it's hard for me to tell you all the action. There's so much action. I try to make notes of the spots, but I can't. I can't fit it in the notes app because so much happens that I can't talk about it all. It was very fast-paced. Javon Evans is something else. He was better than everyone here. The guy is so fucking athletic. It's just the problem with Javon Evans is he goes so fast sometimes that it's impossible for the other guys to keep up. And that's an issue here. I mean, a match like this, it won't show as much because he's in there with Rey Fénix and Laredo Kid. But imagine going to the main roster when, he's 23, 24, whenever he's called up. And he's doing that style with all these guys who are much older than him in their late 30s, early 40s. How are they supposed to keep up with this guy? That's impossible. I think that's almost an issue that's going to happen one time with Javon Evans because he's so fast, but man, he's the most athletic wrestler I've seen in a while. He can do anything. He is just a star. He is incredible. Rey Fénix did a lot too here. I thought he shined well. I thought Laredo Kid was good. I liked how Conan told a story of how Rey Fénix first met Rey Mysterio because his brother Penta, who we didn't see him tonight. We will see him in Money in the Bank, but he wasn't on this show. But Penta took Fénix, his younger brother, to meet Rey, and there was something that happened. I think there was a riot because so many people wanted to meet him, and they couldn't meet him, and he was crying his eyes out because he couldn't meet Rey Mysterio. Then he got to meet him 15 years later, and Conan basically discovered Rey Fénix. So, and Conan, I thought he told a lot of stories tonight. I don't think it was really more of a WWE style, but I thought you can tell he knows everything. He knows everyone. He's works in AAA anyway. The other guys, and Graves, I thought they were actually pretty good together overall. But in this match, as I said, a lot of athleticism. Eventually, Ethan Page threw Javon Evans out, and then he landed right on Rey Fénix, taking them both out, and Page pins Laredo Kid after a cutter, gets the win, and Ethan Page looks like he's hitting with Javon Evans next for the NXT North American Championship, which would be good. Well, but I hope he has another match with Ricky Sainz, maybe at the Great American Bash. I don't know where they're going next. They promote LRMania, so they want to tell you it's AAA's WrestleMania, but that was a featurette on that. I thought first, we're going to get the WrestleMania location now. No, that's not what we got. Next, we get the AAA Mega Championship, the main events. I liked how they showed them both walking out and backstage. It's kind of a throwback. In AAA Mega Champion, El Hijo del Vikingo defending his title against Chad Gable. What a classic. This match was awesome. Not going to lie, it was great. There was a spot where I thought Gable almost died when Vikingo, I think, came from the top rope while Gable was caught up in the middle rope or something. It looked nasty, but Vikingo was incredibly athletic here. Did so many spots, so many flips. I can't even tell you the amount he did. There was one on the apron that just looked insanity. There was multiple ones on the outside. He was just insane here. Gable got the heat for a while, and all I can think about is just how crazy athletic this Vikingo was. Imagine a match with Vikingo against Javon Evans. Holy crap, that would just be insanity. But they had a table set up on the outside. We got a "This is awesome" chant. Probably the craziest spot was when the Vikingo hit the Canadian Destroyer on the apron onto Gable, which looked crazy. All I'm thinking is, man, how's Gable going to do another ladder match tonight? He's doing this insane match with all these bumps. I hope he doesn't have to bump again in this ladder match. The guy's going to be dead by the end of the night. But Gable was great. Conan actually made a Michael Myers comparison of how both guys won't give up. They both keep coming back, and there was a great moonsault by Gable onto Vikingo through a table on the outside. That was a great spot. And again, he had counters here. He had Gable putting the ankle lock. Vikingo sold it really well, and it almost made you think he's really hurt. It's either he's hurt or he's just great at selling, which hopefully it's the latter. And then you had them back on the inside. Vikingo hit the 680 for the win. He retains his AAA Mega Championship in a great main event. The AAA roster celebrates with Vikingo to end the show, and overall, I have to say, this was a hell of a show. I really enjoyed it. It was easy to watch. Only about 2.5 hours. You can watch it on YouTube if you want. If you get rid of the commercials, it's probably like hour 45 minutes, probably less than that. It's very easy to watch. It was entertaining. It was fun. I enjoyed it. So overall, Worlds Collide, I really liked the show, and I don't mind to see more of them in the future. So nothing but good things to say about it. I enjoyed practically every match here, and just an excellent main event, and also a great co-main event. So definitely go out of your way to watch it if you haven't. It's on YouTube. It's free, and I really liked the show. Hopefully, we get a show of this quality in a few hours when Money in the Bank, or actually not even a few hours, an hour actually, from by the time we're recording this at around 6, and an hour Money in the Bank starts. Hopefully, we get another show at that high quality. Hopefully, we have another show at the same quality, because Worlds Collide really delivered, and hopefully Money in the Bank delivers as well.